Alright, so now when our home page is almost ready, we'll work on details page now. So for detail page, we want to show the details of a post which we click from our home page. First close all tabs. We already have the post information because that's what we are going to tap on. So in view model, first thing I'm going to create a view model, and in that view model we can get the post information from the previous page. So let's say details view model. Okay, and this is again going to be public partial class base view model. Instructor, I don't know, we'll see if we want something. But here what we need private post DTO of underscore post. We can have some default value so that our UI looks with default values, of course. So, underscore post, and then we need this is going to be an observable property, and now we need this thing from the previous page, so that we are using shell navigation. So for with shell navigation we can get data from one page to another using query parameters. Okay, on this we'll say query property. This is the attribute we are going to use. Inside this we need to provide the string name. This is the name of the property which we are having here. In most of the cases we have the same name of property and query id. So this is going to be this post. So I'm going to say name of uppercase post because we added observable property. So community toolkit.mvvm has created a post property for us. Then second parameter is going to be query ID. This is what the previous page is going to send data with this ID. So name of same thing. I'm going to use same post. Save it. Now we are good. Now when we are coming to this page, we need to get the comments. Okay. Post will be automatically assigned with this, but on home page we just have the post information, user information, post photo, text, and all these, but we don't have any information about comments. All right. So comments we will fetch when we are coming to this page. So here we came, we have this post, and whenever the binding is done, then it will update this post and we will have the post information. But then we will need to fetch the comments. All right. So for that, what we need to do, first thing, we'll have a collection here, observable collection of type comment DTO, and we'll call this comments. We can have a default value as empty array. And now we need to get to know that when this query property is assigning this post property. So for this, what we can do, we can actually not override, sorry. We can use a partial method on post changed. Now from where this is coming, you remember I showed you how observable property attribute works. It is going to create a property for us with all the notify property related stuff, but it also adds some of the hook methods. If you go to this post property, this is the generated code, and here if we see get is fine, this is getting underscore post which we have defined, but for setter what it is doing, it is first calling this on post changing, right, method. Two methods, direct new value, and one method which has the current value and new value, and then it is setting it. After that it is calling these post changed methods, so with the new value and the previous and new values, and these are the partial methods which it defines for us so that we can provide body if we want to. Do let me know in the comment if you guys know about partial methods in C#. Not partial class, partial methods. So this is partial method. We are going to use this. So here if we see, we have this on post changed method. We are going to use this. We don't need the second one because we are not comparing anything. So on post change, this is the one we are going to use. And if you see, this is going to be called after setting the value. So we are here. We are simply going to use partial method on post change with single value. So this is the new value for this post. Now we are good. Here we are going to fetch the comments. All right. Right now, let's just try to bind this details view model with our details page and let pass this post from previous page to this page so that we can see the data. All right. We have defined this thing. Let's go to our pages, details page, post details page .xaml.cs. We are going to inject details view model, and we'll set binding context for this equals details view model at the namespace. Save. We are good. Let's quickly go to our dependency container MAUI program.cs and let's register these things. So here we'll say builder.services.add transient. We don't need a singleton instance for this. This is always going to be changed. Builder.service.add transient details view model with dot add transient post details page. Save it and we are good. We can use it now. On details post details page, we will first have XML and as VM view models namespace here view models. Then we are going to set data type for this. We'll say details view model. This is the data type. And then we have this entire information. We can use that. So we'll go post. We'll keep on going. We have x.png for closing it. Then we have this border, pencil. This is edit button, delete button. Then we have image user.png. So here we are going to use binding post dot user photo URL. Then we have this username. So we'll say binding post dot username. Then we have this date time when it was posted. So we'll say binding post dot posted on display. And for this we are using the string format. We'll use that, but right now let it be like this only. Then for image we'll say post dot photo URL. Then we have this content binding post dot content, and after that we are going to have these buttons, and after that we are going to have our comments. So right now let's leave comments like this only. I just want to see if we are able to pass the post information to the details page and it is displaying the correct data. All right, now on home page or home view model, I'm going to define one more method here, private async task. Here we can say go to details page async. All right, and for this one, for this details page, we need to have something, the information of the post we are going to. So we'll have that post DTO as a parameter here. Okay, and we will navigate to post details page. For that we already have something, await navigate async method, and here we are going to provide name of post details page. But how to pass this information to this one? Okay, So in navigate async method, we are using shell.current.goToAsync. So we have one more version of this goToAsync, one overloaded version of this method, this goToAsync, where we can have a dictionary of string, which is for key, the query ID, and then object for values. So we can pass any, let's say, key data pair for this in a dictionary format. So here we can say parameters. And then in goToAsync, we can have second parameter as parameters. Or is it third one? We go here, shell, state, navigate, state, and dictionary parameters. So we are using this one, and after this we, okay, for 3 we have animate, and then third is parameters. So here we'll have animate and then parameters. Save it. Now we are going to use this version for this case. So we'll generate our parameters. So we'll say, let's say var param equals new dictionary of string and object, and then we need to provide query key and value. Now this key should match with the name of, where is it, details view model. This should match. If we see this thing, we had name and query id. So this query id, it should match with the second parameter. So whatever we put here, it should match with this one. So for, let's say, if I used, maybe let's say I have used p here. First one was to map to this property. The second one was this query id. So if this is p, then when we are passing this information from here, we need to use this. Now it will map to this. Here we'll simply add this second parameter param, and we should be good. Change it to relay command, and now we are good. But because we are not using this p, I'm just showing you that this is the thing. We are going to use this same name of post only. So in this home view model, what I am going to do, I'll simply say name of details view model dot post. All right, now we are good. We have this thing. We are going to this details view model. From here we have this post which will be added from the this shell navigation, and then we will be able to see the details on the XAML page. Now let's use this go to details page command from our home view model. So now if we see in our home view model, home page, where is it? Home page.xaml, we have these things, all the posts in our collection view. Now inside collection view, we are actually using post data template selector, and with this data template selector, we are using our templates. So we need to use this thing in our templates. Post with image, post with no image, post with only image. So in this, what I am going to do, I'm going to have this details, go to details page command invoked when we are tapping on the text or on the image or on the comment button. Okay, for like we'll have other operation, for share we'll have other action, and for toggle that bookmark or save we'll have other option. But for comment, we will move user to the details page where we have list of comments. So on tap of text content, on tap of image, and on tap of comment button, we will go to this thing. Now here, these are going to these border and all this information. This is inside a collection view. So the binding context, we cannot directly call that value, but we need to go through the parents hierarchy. Okay, so here we have this main grid border, User photo URL, we'll skip all these. We have this photo URL. So first we'll add here. We'll say border dot gesture recognizer, tab gesture recognizer. Then we are going to use our command. Now the binding here we are going to use, we'll change the source. The source is going to be relative source. And now what type of relative source? We are going to navigate through our ancestors. So in the parent hierarchy, we'll move upward. We'll find the ancestor type. This type we'll get when we get the home view model. Till there we'll keep on traversing upward. Here we'll say X type home view model. So for this we need to add namespace here. View model namespace. So XMLNS VM view model. Then here we'll say X type home view model. So now here we are saying we want to use binding. Source is going to be relative source. Then we are telling it what type of relative source. We are saying ancestor type. We are asking this to move upward and find the type where we'll get home view model. So in this case, if we see, it will start going from here to the upside, from image to border to this grid to this border, then our collection view on our home page, grid refresh view. It will keep on coming till it find this main content page, because here we have home view model. It will come till here, then we'll have home view model where we have defined our command, go to details page command. We'll simply get this name, go to details page till details page. We'll skip this async because how the community toolkit MVVM works, it simply skips this and it appends command word. Then post with this here, we told it to go till here. Then what property or command it needs to access? That is going to be path should be go to details page command. And with this, we are good. I saved it. Now it will be able to reach to this method. But here we need to provide this parameter as well. Okay. Now from this command, we also have one property here that is called command parameter. So here what value we need to pass? We need to pass the post DTU. Now here if we see, this is an item from the collection view and the collection view is the same post DTU type. So we can directly pass this entire item. Here we can say binding and dot. Dot refers to this current item. I am going to copy this tab gesture recognizer. Right now I have this on photo URL. Then I'm going to have it on comment. Where this is the comment, this horizontal stack layout. Let's add this here as well. So horizontal stack layout dot gesture recognizer. Then simply paste this tab gesture recognizer. Now we did this with post with image. Let's do this in these two as well. Post with no image. First thing, we need namespace VM. We'll say view models. Then we'll go to the, this is with no image. That means we are going to have text content. And where is the text content? Is here. So on this label, we are going to say label dot gesture recognizer and simply paste that. Then go to command, other comment. It is here. Here we'll say horizontal stack layout dot gesture recognizer and simply paste it. Same thing we'll do in the post with only image. Add the namespace XMLNS VM equals view model. And then this is only image. So we should have image, which is here photo URL. On this border, we'll say border dot gesture recognizer. Paste this command. And same thing again for comment, horizontal stack layout dot gesture recognizer, and simply paste it. And with this, we should be good. Let's quickly try it out. Before that, what I'll do, select the API project because I had to close my Visual Studio. Then select the dev tunnel. Okay, then start the API. After this, I'm going to start my mobile app. So we have the app ready now. Now let's try to click on this image, tap on this image. We are on details page. If I close it, we are going back, tap on the text. It work, tap on the text. It is not working because we missed one thing. Okay, we'll do this. But first, let's try simple without image. It is working. Here we have this hard coded image as well, image section. We'll fix this later. But right now, not much later. We'll fix it after some time only. Here only. So simple image is working. Simple, I mean, only image is working, only text is working. But with image and text both, image is working, but text is not working. This text is not working. That's because if we check post with image, there we have added this with image, but we didn't add that with content. Okay, so let's add this with content as well. Let me copy this thing, paste it, and we'll simply say label.gesture recognizer. Save it. And now it should work with text as well. Alright. And here we are getting the actual information. We have the correct photo, text. These comments are hard coded right now. We'll fix these later. Alright. So things are working. Now we are good to finalize our details page basically. Now here, first thing we'll do, we'll fix these buttons. What I mean is, these edit and delete buttons, these should come only if I am viewing my own post, right? Because I should not be able to edit or delete other people's post. The first thing we'll do this. For this, what we can do, we can go to our details view model, and where is that? Close all others. Now we don't need home view model, home page we don't need, base view model we don't need, post details page.cs, this also we don't need, details view model, MAUI program we don't need. So we just need these two things, right? Post details view model and post details. Alright, so for this we need to know who is the current user. So for this we already have our auth service. We'll inject our auth service. Let's create and assign a field, move it to top, rename it to have underscore. Alright, now we have auth service. So whenever we are coming here, then we'll check what is the user ID of this new value. So we have user ID. We'll compare this user ID with this auth services user ID. Underscore auth service dot user ID. Okay. If these are same, then we can say this post, I am viewing my own post. So for this, and this is going to be changed over the period of time, it can be changed. So we are going to have an observable property for this. Let's say bool. Here we can say is on post. And this is going to be an observable property. And for this, the value should be here inside this on post change. We'll say is on post equals value dot user id equals auth service dot user dot id. Then we'll know. Let's make it handle the null. This is also nullable. Right, handle this null. Auth service will. Alright. So then we'll say this user is viewing his or her own post. Now on the basis of this his own post property, we can show and hide those action buttons. And XAML will go at the very end where we have our delete and edit buttons. Here what we can do, we can either handle these with data triggers, or we can simply use is visible. So for is visible, we'll say binding is on post, and it is not able to recognize because we are in debugging. Stop. Binding is on post, so it will be visible, this pencil edit button, and same thing we'll do with this delete button. So these are going to be visible only if I am viewing my own post. So user is viewing his or her own post, then only these buttons are going to be visible. This is what we want, right? Okay, so save everything, and now we can verify it quickly. Run it. Okay, so we have this. Let me tap on one of these. No buttons. Again tap on other. No buttons. I am logged in with temp1 user. What was the name there? I don't remember. Let me keep going. Okay, these were the ones. And now we can see edit and delete buttons, because these are the posts of this user. Alright, so that means we are good. We are getting the buttons. Next we will work on edit and delete, but before that let's fix some of the styling. So this we are able to come to here. We can see the edit and delete buttons. We can see the information right now. Alright, so next thing we'll fix, if I am using just text only post, in that case what is happening, we are having this image area, but we don't have this image. So we need to have something similar to our templates in here as well. Okay, and if we see the UI is same, it should be same. If we have just text, it should show just text, and if it is image, it should show just image, and if it has both, it should show both. But this is not what is happening here. Here also if we see, this is image only post, but here we have this spacing which indicates that it is taking up the space for that label for text content, but it should not be like this. So one thing is we can make this thing, uh, here we can add all the conditions, or second thing is we already have those designs, right? We have those templates, we can reuse those templates. But for those templates, uh, implementation going to be a bit different, but we are going to use these only for the design. Okay, so let's do this now. Now for reusable controls in .NET MAUI, we use content views. Okay, so that is what we are going to use here. So inside this grid only, let's try. We are going to have a content view. Okay, with grid dot row 0. This is what this border has. We are going to actually change this border. We are going to use our these one of these templates here. Content view dot grid, content view grid dot row 0. Now the content inside this content view should be dynamic. Okay, so on this content view we have a property control template. Here we can have our template. What I mean by template is these templates. But right now these are direct content views, so we cannot directly use this. The way we are using template selector, data template selector, we had to use data templates. In the similar way, we need to use control templates. Okay, so we'll come here inside this thing, this content view only. What we can do, because this is going to be used here only, so we are directly going to use it. Okay, content view dot resources. Here I am going to say control template, provide a key. Inside this, we are simply going to use all our controls. Let's have the controls. Oh, we already have controls. So here we'll say, oh no, not controls, templates. XMLNS, templates, templates. Now we can access these things here. Oh, with image, this is going to be post with image. Then let me copy this two more times. Here I'll say with only image. So post with only image, and here we'll say no image. So post with no image. Save these. Now we have these control templates. We can use this with these keys. Now on this content view, we can have some default value. It could be anything, maybe from here, or we can simply skip it. We will use direct. We need to switch the control template dynamically whenever we are coming to this page. So here what we can do, or maybe let's define one more content view inside this. So the outer one we will use for, we can say, for binding context. On this we can use our binding context. Here we'll say binding post, because all these templates, these are expecting a post as binding context. So how these work, these control templates and content view, these are going to uh, automatically use the parents binding context. If we are not doing this, then they are going to use the parents binding context. That means for this content page, and on content page we have details view model. But what these templates are expecting, these templates are expecting post. So we'll do this binding context. We are setting content view binding context for post, and then inside this we have this content view where we are going to have everything. So control template, some control template from these. So we can have anyone, maybe with image we'll have this as default. Okay, but inside this we are going to use our triggers. So we'll say content view dot triggers. In here we'll say data trigger. Target type is going to be this content view. In the binding we are going to use binding now. Now here we need to dynamically tell which control template we want to use, or maybe we need to have something by which we will know that which is the case here. So this condition. So for this what we can do, on this post DTO we can have one more property. Let's this one here, we can have one more property which will tell us what data template we are going to use, what is the uh, type of this post, is it text only, image only, or is it having both. So the condition we are having in our post template data selector data post template data selector, data template selector, sorry. We are going to use the same condition here. So we have this thing. We can simply copy this thing, come here, and on this post DTO, let's define one property. So we'll say public string, let's say post template content view name, something like this. And we just need to have getter, no need to have setter. We can paste this thing here, and here we can directly access photo URL and content. On the basis of this, we need to return these values, and this thing we will say JSON ignore. We just need this for the UI. We don't need this to be coming from API or doing anything on the server side. It is just this client mobile side only. So from here we just need to pass this hard coded strings, which we can check or we'll add in our data triggers. Okay, so save everything, and now we can use this thing. Let's go back to our post details page. Here we have this data trigger, we have content view, and this binding is going to be this one, and it is still not coming. Why this is not coming? Public string post template content view, and we are having post here. We should have. All right, and inside this, for which value? So here we'll say value. We are going to use one by one. So with name, with no image, for this value we are going to use a setter here, setter, and property we are going to use control template, and the value will be static resource with no image. So no image. Save it, and now we can copy this content view dot this data trigger for other types. So we'll save it, and then we are going to handle other cases. So after with no image, we have this image only. The second one, value will be image only. And the static resource we'll say with only image. And the third one is with image. So here we have with image, and here we'll say with image. So save it, and now we should be good. We should see the same thing. Now what I'll do, I'll simply comment this border out, save it, and let's see if we are getting all these things are working or not, if we are getting the actual UI, the correct UI. Okay, so app is here. Let's check for both. First we'll check if we are having the correct thing. So yes, and here if you see, we can see this date time format in the correct format. That means that worked. Let's close this, and this is image only. Tap on it, and this time we have just image only, there is no text content. Then let's go to the top, and we had that text only post. So let's try this one out, and here we just have text. That means this template related stuff, all that is working. So we are good now. All right, we are able to get the actual UI. Cool. Now we'll work on the next functionality, and that is going to be our comment related stuff.